So I have a little story for you today. I have some clients who are first-time homebuyers who are looking to buy an investment property. And we found a property that they really liked in great condition, in a great location, had just come on the market. And they wanted to make an offer. So as we were reviewing offer terms, I sent them some comps of properties in the area to give them a sense of price and value. And when we were going through the terms, they said, we want to offer, and the price they gave me was $40,000 under the asking price. Now, this is in an area where it's still very much a seller's market, and it's the first weekend this property's on the house, right? So to go 40,000 under already, raises a little concern in terms of getting the property if they really want it. And I asked them, tell me why you're comfortable with that number and what you're basing it on, because we had looked at some comps that I think supported definitely a higher price. And they said, well, we're looking at the town appraisal, which is for significantly less. So I want to just talk a minute about town appraisals versus appraisals that are done independently for a home purchase or refinance. They're very, very different. One is done for tax purposes. One is done for value. One is done by town appraiser, solicitors. One is done by an independent person who is hired by a bank or lender or a buyer who wants to understand their value better. One is meant to be intentionally broad because it has to be consistent across an entire town. One is meant to be very specific to a specific property. So those numbers can be vastly different, sometimes a couple $100,000 different. So to look at a town appraiser's number, an appraisal for a town that is meant to calculate a property tax bill is not going to be the same. They're going to look at comps both, but one's going to look at comps over probably the course of a year. One's going to look at comps hopefully as recent as the last month, if they can find them. They often can be vastly different, and they're meant to be used for different purposes. So sadly, they didn't get the property, not surprising, but also it was a good learning lesson for them. It's a good way to figure out also how much you want something, right? Maybe it wasn't worth it to them. So they didn't get it. I'm a firm believer there will always be a better property ahead, and you're meant to get the property that you're meant to get. So it wasn't a loss. It was a learning experience, but important information to have if you're looking to buy or sell, or even just to understand better the value of your home.